Hello everyone, my name is Steven and welcome to Storytime. Today we're going to be reading some I Don't Work Here Lady stories, tales of some of the most awkward, frustrating, or otherwise inconvenient exchanges one could have. And let me just say, if you're not already subscribed to Storytime, please consider doing so. But with that being said, let's sit back, relax, and listen to some captivating Reddit stories. I don't work here and you're not a customer here. A new breed of Karen. Before I get into it, and just to add a bit of background, I have been a manager in my line of work for over a decade now, and we deal with rude people all the time. I have zero patience for rude people, and I give it back exactly how it's given to me. At my work, I do the post office run each morning, dropping and collecting mail from our P.O. box. Great chance to get out of the office and create new, long ways back to work. Today we had a parcel pickup slip in there. Nothing unusual with that, we get them all the time. So I collect the parcel and take it back to work with the other mail. When I get back to my desk, I notice that the parcel is from Amazon, addressed to someone who doesn't work here, but has our P.O. box details. There is also a contact number for her on the parcel sticker. So, being the kind, caring gentleman that I am, I give her a call. It goes to her voicemail, so I leave a detailed message about the situation and how to contact me. Moments later, I get a call back on my desk phone. Good afternoon, company name. This is OP speaking. I had a missed call from this number, but I have no idea why you would be calling me because I'm not interested in anything you are selling. Oh no, that's okay. I don't want to sell you anything. Karen, is it? We had a parcel in our P.O. box addressed to you. Did you want to come to our office to pick it up? Why do you have a key to my P.O. box? Well, actually, it's our P.O. box. We've had the same one for 3 years now, so... Karen explodes. No, it's my P.O. box and that's illegal. Why do you have a key to my P.O. box? I want to speak to your manager. Okay, go for it. I'm the manager. Well, why do you have access to my mail? She yells this whole conversation, but I got sick of writing in caps. I don't. I have access to my mailbox. I go every day and have never seen your mail in my box before, so explain to me why you think you have access to mine. You do realize that I am from company name, right? Her, in a moment of unexpected clarity, well, my P.O. box is, explains full address, which is almost our address as we have 2 post offices nearby, but hers needs the suburb name, then East added to it. Easy. Oh, I understand now. Sorry. Well, yeah, it looks like Amazon or Australia Post hasn't added that detail to the label sticker. So it's come to the main post office. Whoops. Trying to calm her a bit. Well, when I made the order, I put my details in as I always do. That's how I've saved them on my Amazon profile too. So why did it get sent to you? Me getting sick of going back and forth with something I have absolutely no time to deal with? How would I know, mate? I don't work for Amazon or the post office. I literally picked up our P.O. box mail and your parcel was with it. I didn't have to call, but I did. I have nothing to do with your mail or your order details. As I've said multiple times now, I am from company name. Well, this needs to be escalated, and you will need to drop that parcel at my house ASAP because it's urgent. At this point, I thought my nose started bleeding from inner rage. What the freak? What's not being understood here? Well, then take my parcel back to the post office and tell them about the error. I have absolutely no authority to take a parcel back and have them amend the address. Nope, not gonna happen. You need to come and get it from me, or I can take it back and they will return it to Amazon. I probably could have done more, but really, freak her. This is urgent medicine I need. You buy urgent medicine from Amazon? And they mark it as beauty products on the customs declaration? Bit odd. That's none of your business. Yeah, exactly. None of this should be my business. Now come and get your parcel and stop blowing up at me. Completely unacceptable behavior. I want to lodge a complaint. You're not a customer of ours. You have no grounds to complain. I am trying to help you. Where is your office? I will come right now and you better have some answers for me. Beautiful. Our address is... Can't wait to catch up. See you then. She hangs up. I imagine she has slammed down her phone and absolutely obliterated it because of how angry she was. Her hands shaking from rage, She cleans the froth from the sides of her mouth, grabs her handbag, makes sure she is carrying her Karen ID, and heads to her new 4-wheel drive that she uses for only city travel. Myself and the other office staff share a great laugh over it. We are currently pacing the room waiting for her to get here. Everyone wants to witness this pure stupidity firsthand. I don't think this lady could ever get it through her thick skull who she was talking to, or just what the situation was. How low of an IQ do you need to understand the situation? Just go over there and pick your package up. End of story. Hopefully this Karen didn't actually show up and give them too much of a hard time later on after the story. You want me to pump your gas? I was getting gas for my ambulance on the way back from the hospital. It's pouring out. There is no overhang at this gas station. I just want to finish and get back in my nice, dry ambulance. I am in a uniform that clearly says paramedic on the back. A woman pulls up at the pump on the other side of me. Then I hear it. The clearing of the throat and the, "Excuse me." I turn around and for the first time behold an actual Karen. Red hair done like the Long Island medium. Makeup and nails done to the nines. Her face, often people will ask for directions or something else. But no, not Karen. $30 of premium, and could you do me before you finish the ambulance? I am in a hurry. Cashier is inside. Well, take my money inside then and pump my gas. At this point, my pump clicks off. That will be a no. I have to get back. But you're a public servant. Serve me. I don't want to get wet. Have a nice day. I get in the ambulance and drive off and can't make out what she is saying. I get back and hand in my gas receipt and the secretary just says I should have known. Some crazy lady called saying how an ambulance driver refused to help her at the gas station. What an idiotic person. Who stops somebody who's fueling up an ambulance and asks them to pump their gas for them? That's like the lowest amount of social awareness that I've ever seen displayed by somebody. The motto for this subreddit is "Sweet Jesus, people can be stupid," and I'm starting to realize that. I get harassed while teaching a game. Store owner starts to give me the employee discount. It's me, your friendly neighborhood card game judge. In addition to running and judging tournaments all over the place, I have some shocking news. I love card games. I have played almost every collectible card game, trading card game, living card game, unique games, and any card game that's been printed. And I love teaching people how to play card games. Some games are really simple and others are complex and require 5 sets of tokens. So, about 5 weeks ago, I was at my FLGS, friendly local game store, and I was showing a few people how to play a new cooperative card game based on a major comic book franchise. I was explaining the rules and what the card does and everything. The entire time there was this ET, let's call him MODOK, that kept interrupting me. Now I love teaching so I didn't mind explaining things, but MODOK was asking things like, why isn't Krypton Man or Nocturnal Avian Mammal Man in this game? Wrong publisher. How come you're playing as a girl hero? Who's that anyway? I never heard of her, she must suck. I kind of had enough, so I snapped. Look, you apparently don't know what you're talking about, so please leave us alone and let me finish teaching the game. If you're interested in learning, I can stick around after and teach you the game. MODOK stormed off, and I'm like, good riddance. Finally, I got the game set up and we started playing. All was well with the exception that we're getting our butts kicked by the game. Then I noticed MODOK walking to a woman, let's call her Hella, in full Karen gear storming towards me. Uh-oh. Did you snap at my kid? Yeah, I'm trying to teach this game to people and MODOK kept interrupting us. Well, isn't it your job to answer questions from customers? What are you talking about? You work here, don't you? No, I don't, and I'm done being interrupted. Get lost, lady. How dare you? I know I've seen you behind the counter before and you're here every week doing things. Look, get it through your thick skull that I don't work here. Now leave me alone before I have you and MODOK thrown out for harassing me. You're a liar. You do work here. I'm done with this BS. I storm to the counter and get the store owner. We'll call him Thor. Hey, what's going on? Can you fix this crazy witch and her spawn? She's been harassing me for the last 5 minutes and saying I work for you. You do? Looks at Hella and MODOK. Oh god, you too? Look, it's one thing to harass my employees. They get paid to take a certain amount of abuse. But it's completely another thing to harass one of my customers. Do you know how much this guy spends in my store? Why is everyone lying? I know he works here. I see him behind the counter on your computer. Fire him right now or I will make sure MODOK or his friends never come to your store ever again. He runs events for me, that's why he's behind the counter. I don't pay him to run those events. I can't run those events without him and I make money off those events. I'm not firing him because he's not an employee. And if he was an employee, I wouldn't fire him for all the money he makes me. And MODOK and his friends? What friends? Oh, his friends who he annoys all the time? The friends that get yelled at by him when they try to help him get better? And the friends that begged me to ban him from the store? Those friends? Now get the freak out of my store or I'll call the cops. Hella looks stunned for a minute and then turns around and storms out of the store. MODOK stood there looking like he's about to cry, then Thor shouted, "Leave now!" And MODOK turned and ran after Hella. Thanks, do I get the employee discount now? Thor rolled his eyes at me and flipped me off and walked away laughing. I went back to my table and continued the game. We got our butts handed to us. A few weeks later, I went and picked up something from the store. I know how much the item should cost, but the price I was being charged was lower than I was expecting. I didn't mention anything, but I noticed on the receipt 10% employee discount. I mentioned this to the clerk, and he pulled up my store account and he told me that Thor changed my account to an employee account. I love the character names in this, I love the theming of it, and I love the way that OP bounced off back and forth with the boss here. And Thor was probably a pretty apt name choice for the store owner, because he wasn't afraid to let down the thunder and lightning on this Karen. I work fast food, just not here. So a few shifts have been really rough and I just got my taxes back, so I decided to treat myself to something that's usually out of my price range. KFC. I work nights, so I left early and decided to eat before my shift. My first mistake was wearing my uniform shirt. I order and sit down, get my food and start eating. Suddenly the place is crawling with little old women. KFC is famous for their buffet, which old people frequent. I'm eating and I see this old woman looking around when she settles her eyes on me. When will this fresh chicken be added? I just shrug because I'm not eating off the bar and have no clue. Little old lady moves along. Then another one. When were these biscuits put on the bar? Again, I shrug because my mouth is full and I've got 30 minutes to eat before I need to be at work. Then another old lady. I know you're on your break, but can you get me some fresh chicken livers? It finally clicks that these old ladies think I work here. I stand up, show her the back of my shirt, which has a huge logo for where I actually work. You can see all the little old ladies' mouths drop. Just because someone's wearing black does not mean they work somewhere. Always ask before you just ramble off your needs. I'm assuming these little old ladies are probably pretty used to somebody being around in a probably similar uniform and just asking them about it, I guess? Either way, these little old ladies probably don't care much anymore and will just ask whoever if they assume that they look like they're working there. But in the end, it was resolved and they all kind of realized their errors. So it's not too bad, but it is kind of awkward and it also is a little annoying when you got to eat quickly for your break and you keep getting interrupted. But with that being said, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all so much for listening to and watching the Storytime channel. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to the Storytime channel and leave any feedback you can in the comments below on ways I can continue to develop the way I deliver these stories for you lovely, lovely people. Thank you all again for watching and listening to the Storytime channel.